Hello everyone, Aaron here and welcome back to Leetcode. Today we are doing the odd even linked list problem. But first I just want to say thank you all so much. Somehow this channel has reached 100 subscribers. I have no idea how that happened, but I just am very grateful to all of you. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll continue to grow and do good cool things. You can watch me blabber on about more programming problems, like I'm about to do right now. So, given the head of a singly linked list, group all the nodes with odd indices together, followed by all the nodes with even indices, and return the reordered list. The first node is considered odd, and the second node is even, and so on. Note that the relative order inside both the even and odd groups should remain as it was in the input. You must solve the problem in order 1 extra space complexity and order n time complexity. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we want to pull out index 0, index 2, and index 4. That's the 1, 3, and the 5. We want to shuffle those to the front, and then the 2 and the 4 remain on the end. The 2, 3, 6 and 7 get pulled to the front, and the 1, 5, and 4 fall to the end. The trick here is doing this without too much extra work, too much extra space, so we can't sort of copy things, we need to link things, and without doing it in too much time. So we don't want to have to keep moving back and forth along the list as we do things. We want to be able to do this in passes, basically. Ideally 1 pass, but potentially more passes. So number of nodes can be between 0 and 10 to the 4. The value we should never need to touch, so it shouldn't matter. Right. So if head is none or head.next is none, return head. So I'm just sort of thinking ahead. If it's a 0 or 1 length list, then I think it's straightforward enough to say that we're done. It's as soon as we get 2 things that we've got a problem. So the evens is going to be the head, and the odds is going to be the head.next. E is evens, O is odds. Now the reason I need to maintain 4 different variables here is basically because I need to remember where the front of evens and odds is, but I also need to remember where I've currently got to when assembling my evens and odds. So cur is going to be head.next, while cur is not none. We'll come back to that. And then the idea is I'm going to have all of my evens and all of my odds together. So evens, so e.next is equal to odds. So the tail end of the evens, I need to wire up to point to the head of the odds. So if you're thinking about this as I've maintained 2 chains here, evens at the beginning and E at the end, and then odds at the beginning and O at the end of these 2 different stripes that I've got, I need to make sure that E connects up to odds. So I'm going to connect the end of one to the beginning of the next so that I can return odds. Now the tip becomes basically actually it's is even is equal to, in fact let's do is odd. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. True. Well, cur is not none. So we're currently looking at head.next. So we're currently looking at the 2. And it's not none. How do I want to do this? Basically, we want to do if is odd, O dot next is equal to cur, else E dot next is equal to cur. In fact, O is equal to O dot next, and E is equal to E dot next. The end of these, we want to do cur is cur dot next. We want to step forward no matter what we did. And we want to do is odd is equal to not is odd. So if it was odd, it's now going to be even. If it was even, it's now going to be odd. This is just to know which side we're trying to connect to. I could have this all back to front in terms of which direction it is, so we'll have to double check that I've got my O's and E's in the right place. But let's have a quick think about it. So the head is none, the head is none. So it's not a 0 or a 1 list. So the evens is going to be head, it's going to start at the 1, and the odds is going to be head dot next. So it's going to be the 2 here. And E and O are going to be exactly the same to begin with. And the current is going to be 2. This 2 thing to begin with. Actually, I want to go one step further than that, don't I? I'm just sort of thinking about this. I think I need to do one more special case here. So I need 2 special pointers to begin with, the evens and the odds. And I think the problem is... No, hang on. This isn't none, but no, we've already checked this. This thing is not none. So I can actually just make sure I do one more step forward. So I'm looking here. This one is even, so this is correct. This should be even is even. E, O, O, O is even. Right, so now let's go through this again. This is evens, this is odds. This is current. Current is not none. It is even, so it's going to go E dot next. This thing is going to get pointed to here, and we're going to make this E. And then we're going to step along. We're going to be looking at the 4. With the 4, we're going to wire this to point here. And then step forward to look at the 5. We're going to wire the 3 to point to the 5. And then we're done because we've hit none on the end here. So we're going to wire it up so that the evens, this E that we were just looking at, the 5, its next thing is going to point to the 2, which is the head of odds. Yeah, I think that worked. Let's give it a quick run. I got myself a little tied up there. Wrong answer. What on earth went wrong here? Output. Found cycle in list note. So I haven't cleaned up. Let's do E dot next is equal to none, just to, and then O dot next is equal to none, just to tidy up my next pointers. Because I could have left a dangling pointer here somewhere, which sort of pointed back to the middle. I still apparently have a cycle pointing somewhere. Maybe I need to do O dot next is none. Just to make sure I'm not pointing back somewhere into the middle of the... No, that should have been handled up here. Output is 2. All right, I lost a whole lot of stuff here. I don't like these. Yeah. Yeah. I've been using a different editor all day, and apparently my fingers are refusing to go back to the Leetcode shortcuts. I get the 2 and the 4, so I've correctly extracted something. Oh, what am I doing? I meant to return evens. Because I want the even things first. Duh. That doesn't help matters. There we go. That's better. So we make the evens point into the odds. Our 5 has to connect to the 2, and just to make sure we're not accidentally cycling back into our list, we have to make sure this 4 definitely falls off, because before I was actually leaving that dangling, pointing to the 5, so there was indeed a cycle, which was not good. And then I need to make sure I'm returning the right thing. These are the evens, even though they're odd numbers in this particular example, they are my evens indices, 0, 2, 4. Right. Let's use the other. Oh, let's check the other test case, which is quite nice. It exists entirely now. Let's click submit. Aha! Excellent. Again, maybe these are more reliable, but I really wouldn't trust these as far as I can kick them, to be honest. These will be basically random numbers, I suspect. It's nice it shows the distribution now, though. I like the upgrade. Anyway, I think that's going to be it from me today. I know, again, I'm going to say a big thank you for the 100 subscribers. It's absolutely amazing. I still don't quite believe it. But remember to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.